Ellen DeGeneres and Anne Heche. One of the most publicized couples of the 90s, Ellen and Anne made headlines with their relationship, which began in 1997. Their relationship was groundbreaking for the LGBTQ+ community, as Ellen was one of the first celebrities to come out on national TV. They dated for 3 years before their split in 2000. 2. Melissa Etheridge and Julie Cypher. Melissa Etheridge and Julie Cypher were together for over a decade, from 1990 to 2000. They made waves in 1997 when they revealed that David Crosby was the biological father of their children, born through artificial insemination. Their relationship was central to Melissa's activism for LGBTQ+ families. 3. RuPaul and Georges LeBar. Though RuPaul and Georges LeBar were private about their relationship in the 1990s, they met in 1994 at a New York City club. RuPaul's success as a drag queen paved the way for more visibility for queer performers, and their bond strengthened over the years. They eventually married in 2017. 4. Rosie O'Donnell and Kelly Carpenter. Though Rosie O'Donnell came out publicly in 2002, she and Kelly Carpenter were together in the late 90s. Rosie was a well-known comedian and talk show host, while Kelly worked as a marketing executive. Their relationship helped push family rights for same-sex couples into the spotlight. 5. Jodie Foster and Sydney Bernard. Jodie Foster and Sydney Bernard met on the set of Summersby in 1993, beginning a long-term relationship that lasted over a decade. Although Jodie was private about her personal life in the 90s, rumors about her relationship with Sydney swirled in Hollywood. They raised 2 sons together before separating in 2008. 6. David Hyde Pierce and Brian Hargrove. Frasier star David Hyde Pierce began his relationship with TV producer Brian Hargrove in the early 1990s. The couple remained out of the public eye for most of their relationship, and David came out in 2007, long after they had already been together. They married in 2008, just before California's Prop 8 passed. 7. Nathan Lane and Devlin Elliott. Actor Nathan Lane, best known for The Birdcage, and the producers started dating Devlin Elliott in the mid-90s. Though Nathan did not come out publicly until 1999, his personal life was well known in theater circles. The couple has been together for over 2 decades and eventually married in 2015. 8. Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner. Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner had already been together for decades by the 1990s, having met in the early 70s. Jane was the writer behind much of Lily's comedic success, and their collaboration reflected a deep personal and professional bond. In 2013, they finally made it official and got married. 9. Ian McKellen and Sean Matthias. Ian McKellen, renowned for his roles in The Lord of the Rings and X-Men, was romantically involved with director Sean Matthias for several years in the 90s. The couple had a turbulent relationship but remained close after their split, often collaborating on theater projects. McKellen was one of the first major actors to come out, doing so in 1988. 10. Cynthia Nixon and Danny Moses. Although Cynthia Nixon is now known for her relationship with Christine Marinoni, in the 1990s, she was in a long-term relationship with schoolteacher Danny Moses. Together, they raised 2 children before parting ways in 2003. Cynthia publicly came out in 2004 and later married Christine. 11. Martina Navratilova and Judy Nelson. Martina Navratilova, the legendary tennis player, and Judy Nelson, a Texan author, were together for most of the 1980s and early 1990s. Their relationship ended in a highly publicized and bitter lawsuit, which drew significant media attention. Navratilova became a trailblazer for LGBTQ+ athletes. 12. Greg Louganis and Steve Kometko. Olympic diving legend Greg Louganis and TV host Steve Kometko began dating in the mid-90s, just as Greg was publicly coming out. Their relationship lasted for several years, during which Greg became a prominent LGBTQ+ advocate. His story inspired many, especially as he revealed his HIV diagnosis. 13. Rock Hudson and Mark Christian. Though Rock Hudson passed away in 1985, his relationship with Mark Christian continued to make headlines into the early 90s due to a highly publicized lawsuit. Mark sued Hudson's estate, claiming the actor knowingly exposed him to HIV without informing him. The case brought significant awareness to the AIDS crisis. 14. Armistead Maupin and Terry Anderson. Author Armistead Maupin, famous for his Tales of the City series, was in a long-term relationship with Terry Anderson throughout much of the 90s. Their relationship inspired much of Armistead's writing about LGBTQ+ life in San Francisco. Though they eventually parted ways, Maupin's work continues to resonate with queer audiences. 15. Tab Hunter and Alan Glazer. Former Hollywood heartthrob Tab Hunter and producer Alan Glazer were together for over 3 decades, starting in the mid-1980s. Their relationship was largely kept private until Tab came out in his 2005 memoir. They remained together until Tab's death in 2018. 16. Cherry Jones and Mary O'Connor. Stage and screen actress Cherry Jones was in a long-term relationship with architect Mary O'Connor during the 90s. Jones, known for her Broadway work and later TV roles, kept her personal life relatively private. She came out publicly in 1995 during an award acceptance speech. 17. Rob Epstein and Jeffrey Friedman. Documentary filmmakers Rob Epstein and Jeffrey Friedman were partners in both life and work throughout the 90s. Known for their groundbreaking documentaries about LGBTQ+ issues, including The Celluloid Closet, their relationship was a testament to collaboration. They continue to make films together. 18. Will Geer and Herta Ware. Although Will Geer passed away in 1978, his long-lasting marriage to Herta Ware was well known. Geer, a prominent actor and activist, had relationships with both men and women during his life, including a rumored relationship with Harry Hay, founder of the Mattachine Society. 19. Pedro Almodóvar and Fifi Alvarez. Spanish filmmaker Pedro Almodóvar, famous for his vibrant and provocative films, was romantically involved with Fifi Alvarez during the 1990s. Almodóvar's work, which often centered on queer themes, mirrored his personal experiences. Although they eventually parted ways, Pedro's influence on LGBTQ+ cinema is undeniable. 20. Tom Ford and Richard Buckley. Fashion designer Tom Ford and journalist Richard Buckley began dating in 1986 and remained one of Hollywood's most stylish couples throughout the 90s. Their relationship lasted over 3 decades, with the pair eventually marrying in 2014. They were considered a power couple in the fashion world. 21. Michael Stipe and Thomas Dolezal. Lead singer of R.E.M., Michael Stipe was linked with artist Thomas Dolezal in the 1990s. Stipe, who came out as queer rather than strictly gay during the decade, was influential in promoting LGBTQ+ visibility in the music world. The couple has collaborated on various creative projects. 22. George Michael and Kenny Goss. Singer George Michael began dating art dealer Kenny Goss in the late 1990s. They were together for over a decade, during which George was open about his sexuality and activism. Their relationship became a symbol of the growing acceptance of same-sex couples in the public eye. 23. Terry Sweeney and Lanier Laney. Comedian Terry Sweeney, known for his work on Saturday Night Live, was in a long-term relationship with fellow writer Lanier Laney in the 90s. The couple collaborated on several comedy projects and were one of the few out gay couples in the entertainment industry at the time. 24. John Schlesinger and Michael Childers. Director John Schlesinger, best known for Midnight Cowboy, was in a relationship with photographer Michael Childers throughout the 90s. Schlesinger was an influential figure in both the LGBTQ+ and film communities, and his relationship with Michael lasted until his passing in 2003. 25. Alan Ball and Peter Macdissi. Screenwriter Alan Ball, creator of 6 Feet Under and True Blood, was romantically involved with actor Peter Macdissi during the late 90s. Though they kept their relationship private for many years, Ball's work was often centered on LGBTQ+ themes, making him an influential voice in Hollywood. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on all things Hollywood.